Hi. Yesterday we discussed about modules relating to Workday, right? So what are the different modules do we have, especially whenever we are working on Workday, etc. All that, right? So what are the features, etc. So one of the key important one which is called compensation management. In today's session, we are going to discuss about this compensation management and do remember when we are working as a business analyst, especially whenever you are performing any configurations, right? So authentication, authorizations, configurations as a BA, when we are working on the configuration part, etc. in Workday, it's always important for us to discuss about the compensation management, and it's always important for us to know about how the compensations will work and what are the different compensations we have, etc. All that. Now, in context to the Workday part, as far as the compensation itself is concerned, there are something which we have to be implemented, especially by understanding about the global frameworks, which majorly allows us to create some compensation packages. At the same time, different plans followed by the kind of programs depends on the kind of role which an individual is playing, right? So depends on the kind of role what they are playing. So whatever the compensation packages are we going to provide may vary. So this is something wherein, as a procedure of performing the data from across Workday in any kind of industry, wherein to expand these and wherein if you want to configure all these things, wherein creating some adaptability over creating the kind of profiles followed by the kind of options in context to the currency. So these are the major areas wherein we need to be focused whenever we are working on it. So when we are working on this compensation, it's always important for us to the plan the designs part, because whenever we are working on the Workday, whenever we want to do this, it's always important for us to create different strategies and all. At the same time, whatever the salaries, allowances, right? So at the same time, whatever the merits or unit allowances, right? So bonus, commissions, shares, even it can be any future payments, right? So all these things has to be designed in such a way so that there won't be any kind of difficulty near days when we are calculating the compensation for individuals. In regard to that, it's always important for a business analyst even to understand about development of global pay packages, which combines several plans and all, maybe based on the grades, etc. At the same time, it is also important for us to create a kind of base wherein to use different eligibility rules, whatever we have, which can be used to direct the plan assignments, all these things. Now, when it comes to the modules of Workday itself is concerned, normally there will be of two different modules in it when it comes to the modules of Workday compensation. Normally there will be of two things. The first one is called compensation, which is a basic one, and second was about advanced compensation. So these are the two different modules do we have whenever we are working on the Workday compensation. So when it comes to the regular module, it comes to the regular compensation, which is a day-to-day compensation. Majorly focuses on the core competencies of the product, wherein by managing their salaries, allowances, commissions, right? So talent management, all these things. But whereas when it comes to the advanced compensations are concerned, it is majorly allow us to manage the bonuses followed by the kind of merits which may be varied based on the role as well as the performance of the particular individual, right? So this is not something applicable for all the people based on the performances and all bonus calculations. All these things will be used, right? So the merits, etc., all that. In this regard, it's always important for us to manage the kind of tasks which is even equally important for us to work when we are working on the workday, which is of outside. Which majorly when we are working on advanced compensation, we must able in a position to enable uh, all the aspects of the process, right? So either it can be a single system or it can be a single data source. At the same time, the kind of regular incentives are based on the performance what we are performing, followed by the workday advancement compensations. All these things are something which is required for you to maintain. In this regard, it's always important for us to know about the primary features, especially in workday compensation. Being a business analyst, we must be knowing, right? So there are some primary features. Let me write down here, right, so that if you want, you can make a note out of it. Okay, you can make a note even. So the first one about the primary features. When it comes to the primary features, the first one, what is to do is to create a workday compensation plan. Right, so this is the first thing which normally we have to do. So creating a workday compensation plan is what we have to do it. So when we are going to create a workday compensation plan, which majorly enable us to create the compensation plan based on the variables, variety of variables include hourly, right? So, or it can be salary allowances, stocks, right? So many single payment plans, etc., all that. So once we have created a workday compensation plan, the next one about the development of workday compensation package. So this is also one of the important feature we'll be mentioning, right? So because by combining the grades, plans, and profiles based on the work levels within the certain locations and all these. So this is majorly provide us to have a complete plan alternatives, which provides a comprehensive plan options depends on the eligibility rules. So which we want to set up. This is where generally being a BA, we have to be involved in, right? So how this eligibility rules we have to set. Again, it is depending on the kind of business rules which organization has. At the same time, this will be varied from one to another. So this is majorly used for us to set up within the job profiles at the same time, or if there is any kind of attributes we have. So that in Workday, we can automatically start a plan or package analysis and all everything can be done. Now, the third important feature we need to perform is to perform management compensation service. This is also one of the key and important feature we need to focus on because this majorly allows to automate the compensation surveys so that we can connect with the people with survey assignments, right? So which are required for the future enhancements. If there is any development we want to do, everything can be done. Next one, when it comes to the one more feature, which is about the reports and dashboards. This is also one of the key and important feature under the uh, compensation management. Because whenever we are going to create, right, the compensations built-in capabilities so that we can establish dashboards and at the same time audit trails. These are all normally includes all the executives, all the administrators, managers and all. So that it is majorly allow us to set up alerts and all or other notifications and all to prompt the actions so that it will be useful and helpful in creating and increasing the decision making efficiency by the management team because based on the reports and dashboards they will be knowing about what are all the elements which are required, right? So all these things will be comes under this category. So these are the primary features which I can say always, right? So of course there were many, right? So we have even compensation features and all, right? So these I'll be explaining in the next session, right? So compensation features, or else it can be configuration of the compensation processes, or it can be a process flows, or we can create some customized worksheets, right? So at the same time, creating organizing events, right? So at the same time, creating some dashboards and reports for the better insights, because what are the reports and dashboards you are creating? So for a better insights and all, even that can be even created. So these are all the primary features, especially being a business analyst, whenever we are working on Workday is what something which you have to be good with. So that, as in when I mentioned in the beginning of the session even, so business analyst majorly works on Workday, especially from the configurations point of view, because Workday is a product which is already available. Okay, we are not developing anything from the scratch. The product was there. So what we are doing according to the business rules, according to the government mandates, business rules, according to the business rules of the organization. So how you are going to configure and how you are managing, right? So these workflows. At the same time, if there is any kind of user interfaces you want to change, or if you want to create any kind of workflow processes for a particular, because there are different activities, either it can be compensation or it can be performance, right? So different business activities will be there in the HR activity, as part of HR activity. So we need to create the workflow processes, right? How this can be done, right? So that it is more easier for users, right? So who are using users and all everything, it is more easy for them to perform their activities, so that which may result in increasing their work performances, so that it is always helpful for the organizations to achieve better. This is all about high level note over the workday compensation, especially being a business analyst, followed by the primary features, is what something which you have to be good with. Uh, if you have any questions, please go ahead.